Hello, this is episode 195 of Nuggets Dungeon Terrain. In our last episode, we created some Wasteland terrain. So in this episode, we're going to start filling it up with something. We're going to start filling it up with some post-apocalyptic cars, Mad Max style. Probably useful for something like Gaslands, but I have something else slightly different in mind. My first ever car might as well start with something extra cheap and nasty. The advantage of that is it's not even soldered at the bottom or riveted. It's just a couple of very small screws, so it's pretty easy to get apart. Going into this, I hadn't watched a lot of videos on how to make Gasland style cars. I basically was going for the look of the classic Mad Max. What could be made using the resources in a post-apocalyptic world. I want to go for that classic Mad Max 2 look as much as possible. I don't want my cars to be covered in different guns. I just figure it'd be pretty hard to come by stuff like that. So where possible, most of my gluing is going to be super glue, supported by using the baking powder technique. I really like the way that the baking powder not only glues things together quickly, but it also creates a really interesting texture, the kind of one that represents crud that builds up in certain areas, bits of mud and dirt and dust. I've called this first car a Hunter. It's pretty good at moving around quickly and finding other cars out in the wasteland. It doesn't have a lot to offer as far as doing damage to them, it just gets to them in the first place. But I am adding some spikes using these resources just here onto the front, and I'll probably put a couple of spikes on the back as well, just to make it a little less attractive to be rammed in the back, and to give it some kind of attack if it happens to run into something walking or driving down the highway. These irregular shapes on a bread tie are perfect for adding some little spiky fins to the back of the car. Having painted everything black, I'm now adding layers of red paint to the car, just enough to make it look like this is the colour it used to be before I degrade it and rust it up. Where I added super glue and baking powder over the wheel hubs, I now add some brown paint to make them look like they're muddy or dusty and the crud's built up. I'm now applying some patina paints, a variety of orange and brown rusty paints that dry up quite nicely. I now douse the car in a thick black wash. It's Indian ink with some water mixed in to just the point where it'll settle quite nicely in some of the deep recesses and thin out a little bit over the flatter areas. I did go over the car later with some chalk pastels, but I didn't video that bit. If you look at my previous video, you'll see how I use those with the actual ground terrain, and it makes sense that if the car's driving over that ground, it's going to pick up that coloured dust, so the two will work together quite nicely. I didn't overdo the chalk pastels, but you will see in upcoming videos how I used them maybe more effectively as time went on, and I got a little bit more used to it. So, thanks for watching. I hope this is a style that might interest you. There's quite a few more examples coming up in the near future, and I hope to catch you for those as well. See you then.